There we go. Excellent. Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Virtual Excursions Australia meeting. Yeah, who feels like this year has absolutely flown by? We are in June. I don't know how that happened. Yesterday, happy World Environment Day. Happy World Oceans Day for tomorrow, I think it is. No, Friday. So we've been on a little bit of a pause at the moment, waiting just for some information about grants coming through. So we've got good news that the Science Week grant has come through from Inspiring Australia New South Wales. So we're fully funded to run our August programs, which will be Monday, I want to say the 12th, to Friday the 16th, running trivia at 1, essentially a school program at 2, and then a anyone program at 4. We are hoping to get a little bit more interest from non-schools. So we will be advertising on the DART website because it is still a huge market and we'd get a lot of interest with schools and homeschools as well. But what I'm going to do the registrations for this as a Zoom registration, because one of the things that we found is that for non-school or people that aren't used to sort of registering, it's quite daunting on the DART website because it says, what schools you go to and those kinds of things. So we really thought that it would put some of our attendees off. So we're hoping to market a little bit more to sort of retirement villages and sort of older audience groups that might want to join as well. So we can still have exactly the same kinds of programs because they're really aimed at that sort of mid-level knowledge area. But that's kind of what we're hoping to do, just make it a little bit more community focused than just, it being for students. Oh, thanks, Mary. So this year's theme is species survival. And it's more, I think it's more than just sustainability or more than just biodiversity. So there's really is quite a lot of opportunity there. I was thinking for those of you that haven't met grants from the Australian Age of Dinosaurs. So there's a couple of areas that I thought could be quite interesting if you're talking about the sort of extinction of past species. But also I know that you've got amazing wildlife up there at the museum. So you might want to talk about some of the changes in landscape and how that's changed the different species. So, I sort of was thinking, it's like, oh, that could be a really cool one because we know that students especially will always love dinosaurs. So we can combine that into the theme as well. But as we do for most years, we loosely stick around the theme. So, one year was glass. So we kind of, went beyond that. So if there's a really great topic that you think will just be of interest, please let us know. So at the moment, I think there's 1 2 p.m. slot that's already taken, and the rest are open. And also if you wanted to run of the trivias as well, so we have enough trivia sessions available that we can run them all around the theme, so we can do one at 1 o'clock each day. But if there was a particular thing that you had sort of up your sleeve, you thought, oh, this would be a good to test it out, please let me know. We're happy to take one of ours off to include a new version. We've got Ben joining us at the bottom there, or wherever he pops up on your screen. Hey Ben, how you going?
Good, thanks. Sorry, I was a bit late.
No, that's okay. Now, what on the 2 p.m. session that physics has put your hands up for, was that the Tuesday?
I'm trying to remember what I wrote.
It was this morning, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I read it half an hour ago and I don't remember.
no, I think it might have actually been there was one 2 p.m. and a 4 p.m. Let me go just check it. Let
Yeah,
me
the Thursday was 4 p.m.
yeah. I think the other one was 2. I think
Yeah.
so too. Let me go
So
just check.
in my mind, it's a Tuesday. So that's the only one that's taken at the moment, and that's going to be around plants. So that's a really good link to looking at the sort of the flora side as well. So yeah, please feel free to come up with any topics. And all I need is a title, a blurb, and a picture. And then I can advertise everything for you, make the Zoom links, do all of that, and we'll also have the support from one of us moderating the session, and sort of introducing it and wrapping it up as well. So it's a nice one. And yeah, with the funding, we can pay each organisation for their session up to $180 to cover staff costs and those kinds of things.
Karen, I'm up for one, aren't I?
Yes, you're down on for the Friday 4 p.m. So
yeah,
Mary is going to close us off for the sessions with a really lovely sort of nature connection session, which I think will be a really great way to to wrap up the entire event. So thank you for that, Mary.
My pleasure. Yeah.
I'm thinking on 4 p.m. both times. Sorry, Karen.
Oh, they were 4 p.m. for both?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Sorry.
I read one as 2.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I wrote differently. I can see I can only do 4 though. Okay, if you
well,
can't do
we will work that out. So pretty much at the moment, everything's up for grabs other than the Thursday and the Friday confirmed for the 4 p.m. sessions. So it'd be really good to have a really big variety of content providers and sort of topic areas as well. And yeah, as I said, it's nice to be linked to the theme, but it doesn't have to be, exactly that. So we very much loosely around the theme, but anything science related, we're willing to consider for the program as well. I think last year we had something like 16,000 students across the 5 sessions. I remember one of the first trivias that we did had over 400 students doing the Kahoot quiz whilst we were doing the Zoom. So it was really quite incredible. And I think we had over 1,000 students registered altogether, because sometimes they do it as a class and sometimes they're doing it individually. So it was really fun, I have to say. So yeah, well worth getting involved for that program as well. And we are also lined up for our Earth Science Week program as well. So Geoscience Australia is funding us again for a day program in, I think it's the second week of October. So it is actually just after the week after Earth Science Week, just because unfortunately it always falls on week 1 of a lot of the school term. In other states it's week 2, but in New South Wales it always falls on week 1. So there's just not as much traction as we can get. So we're doing that following week, and I think we've got 6 sessions again. So yeah, please have a think about what content you might have that would be appropriate for Earth Science Week. I know, Grant, it was such a fun program last year to have you talking to the Royal Tyrrell Museum about different dinosaurs. So if that's something you're interested in, again, we could look at doing that with Royal Tyrrell, or Ben might have some contacts at some other places in North America as well, or you can just run a standalone.
Yep. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Something. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, it was one of my highlights, I have to say. And I've done quite a few video conferences over the years, but yeah, that was pretty exciting. Excellent. So that's kind of news from our end. Really just like to hear what everyone else has been doing. I know there's been some changing of staff and those kinds of things as well. So if I'm just going to start with you, Mary, just because you're first on my screen. So I know that you've not necessarily been doing a lot with virtual excursions, but let us know what you're keen to do and we might be able to help you out on your journey.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Karen. Well, I'm excited to do that one for Science Week and put a species flavour to it. Yeah, I'm happy to go, slow. I haven't really kind of ventured into it lately, but yeah, maybe the Earth Sciences one might be interesting. Yeah, I'm happy to hear what everyone else is doing.
And I know we spoke about it as well, Mary, about having some of the other content that has already been done. So your Blue Mind, was it Nature? I can't remember quite the title of it, is actually still part of one of the other playlists on YouTube. So it does get some traction. So that might be something we can list. You can talk to Bonnie to list on Dart as a on demand.
Yeah.
And so they can, and then use it to create bookings and those kinds of things.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
they're very, very keen. Anything that's pre-recorded to be able to have as on demand is really helpful, because then anything that you've already got. So, and it doesn't have to be a full long program. It can be short videos as well. And it can be listed on Dart there as an on-demand session. So most of our virtual excursion events, the playlist is listed. So we don't necessarily list everyone's events individually. So that's really good opportunity. I certainly find for my Australian environmental education ones, I get quite a lot of my on demands just ticking over. So I have a look, and we're not getting hundreds of plays a day, but we are getting regularly dozens kind of thing coming through every day of them of going through the post sessions that have already been done. So that's always really good. And I always put those in the newsletter as well. So every time we send out a newsletter to our our members, we will then get a little bit of an uptick of views of those. So each event is listed. So at the moment, the newest event was Sea Week that we did in March, and then it's got last year's Earth Science Week, last year's Sci-Fest, all listed. And then once we roll around, so it'll go, Sci-Fest will end up going, and we'll have the new Sci-Fest, and so the 2023 will go. But I find that we're still getting clicks on videos from 2 or 3 years ago that are still being watched from previous events. So that's really good news that sort of collateral has an ongoing reach, which is great. Excellent. Alicia, you are next on my screen.
Lovely. Well, hi, everybody. My name is Alicia, and I am the new digital education project officer. I've almost let my own job title, but I am now at the Australian National Maritime Museum. I think you probably will have worked with Megan in the past, so I'm filling in for Megan while she's off in the digital team doing wonderful website things. So I've only been at the Maritime Museum for about 2 months, so sort of finding my feet, getting a schedule together, thinking about what our virtual programs are going to look like for the rest of the year. So yeah, really excited to get involved with the network and become part of the community.
Excellent. Well, we're happy to have you. Megan was very involved with the National Maritime Museum, and of course she was when she was at the Australian Museum as well. So we do tend to find it's a dedicated person that comes along. So we're very happy to have you part of the team, and yeah, we're all here to help if you do have any questions moving forward as well. And yeah, it'd be great if you've got some content for Science Week or Earth Science Week coming up as well. But yeah, let us know how we can help you out, and yeah, enjoy. It's always fun.
Thank you. Yes, very keen to be involved. Don't know what I'll do, but something.
Well, that's kind of how we all start, really. It's like, we want to do something. We haven't quite decided. We'll just, see what happens. Excellent. Well, thank you. And Grant, what's been happening up in I was going to say North Queensland. It's not quite. Where do you describe
Winton? So
yeah,
we'd go southwest Queensland. Yeah, Western Queensland at least, yes. And look, I'm kind of in the same boat in the sense that this year I've delivered only 2 virtual lessons so far. That was to the same school. They wanted 2 lessons, and that was to grade 9s. So that was a little bit different to some of the previous lessons that I had done last year. But that was a good experience. Actually, I just came in from we had a school group visit us here at the museum this morning from Longreach, and they're year 1 students, and they're telling me now their dinosaur component from grade 1 has just now moved back to prep. So they're asking, can we do like a virtual lesson with the preps, because they're a bit too young to come out here and really dig in the dirt and get much out of that experience. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge to put together a prep level virtual lesson. So that's something I've got to work on.
Lots of actions we tend to find for that, and lots of roaring at the screen.
Okay,
So yeah, definitely getting them moving, and sometimes shorter, like more like couple of short sessions, because they just don't sit still for very long. But yeah, that's why we like lots of actions, because they can, pretend to be a dinosaur and get them up and move them
yes,
around.
okay, yep.
Yeah.
No, that is great to know, because I've never taught preps before. Yeah, and then definitely that Earth Science Week again. Yeah, definitely keen to be involved in that again. And it would be good to include something for us for the Science Week as well. To add a session in there somewhere. So I'll look into that, and yeah, be in touch to put something together for that. So that would be awesome.
That sounds great. And yes, any advice? You've got a big variety of people that have done that age group. So yeah, I'm sure Ben's got some recommendations of how he's managed the younger cohort.
Lots of movement.
Cool.
Lots and lots of movement and short things. What do they get to do? Short things. What do they get to do? And it's usually the way to go. Visual. Actually, the Royal Tyrrell does a really good job. I mean, I don't know if you got it out of the bag. Gee, I really love their program called Paleo IQ, and it's such a cute little program. It's I mean, it's got some shtick in there that may not fit with AOD, but it's like, here's your volcano, and the dinosaurs are racing down the mountain. They're different colors, because the volcano is going to erupt, and they're running to a picnic basket. That's the stick.
Oh, yeah.
The idea is that they do a series of questions. It's kind of done like trivia, and kids have different teams. It all got built in Flash, but I think they changed it to PowerPoint. And it's just a really, really engaging tool. So the kids divide up into yellow team, blue team, green team. They learn, in this case, North American dinosaurs, and go, oh, we're Team Parasaurolophus, or whoever they are. And they're trying to get the dino to the picnic basket. It works so well. It's going to take some effort to build out, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's definitely worth a look to see what was it called again? The Paleo
IQ.
Paleo
I think they also call it PIQ. Megan's been doing that one for years.
Another option that can work quite well is getting them to make something at the other end. So if you get the school to organise little bits of air drying clay or something like that, and they can all collect a leaf or a shell, and they can make it like a fossil imprint, and that often will keep their hands busy. So that can be quite a good one as well. But again, you might not want to include lots of movement and that at the same time, because you might find that they just get clay into the carpet and the teachers aren't happy. But you could think about that if it was going to be like a series of shorter programs. And especially if that's going to be, Queensland wide, then it might be something that you can, advertise. Once you get it sorted, advertise on Dart, and you might be able to get sort of, bookings from across Queensland.
Yeah, Alaska Sea Life Centre does an amazing job with clay with sea lions. They get the kids to make sea lions, and they do sea lion versus seal, and it's a good way. So yeah, that totally would work.
Or a song of some sort. It's American fellow, so it would not be good in your session, but some DJ guy's got a dinosaur stomp dance. It's really fun. I can't remember his name.
Well, you've got all the Professor Flint songs as well. So I don't know whether he's been up to the museum, but he does a lot of stuff in South Australia, and he's got specific songs on the dinosaur stampede of the Winton Trackway. So that he's got a dinosaur stampede song. So whether or not, I'm sure they'd be happy for it to be played if it was credited back to him, but it's a really good one. So I've done a similar version, and get the kids to run around the classroom and have a dinosaur stampede. So there's some good ones there as well.
Yeah, he's good. We one of our team in Melbourne got to work with him on a country tour out in Broken Hill, or further west. Apparently he's high energy. He's really cool.
He is a lot of high energy. He's worked at the Australian Museum quite a few times when I was there, and but they're just really fun songs, and there's a lot of science in them. So they're all really Australian focused. So he does lots of megafaunary ones as well as dinosaur ones. And I think that there's a whole play that they've done about Mary Anning as well, and the ichthyosaur. So, not an Australian example, but a sort of historical example. So yeah, he's got a lot of stuff, and it's all on YouTube.
Yeah, cool.
So that's Professor Flint. Excellent, Ben. What have you and physics been up to?
A little bit. So tomorrow I'm doing a another talk with an Aussie. It's such a simple program with CILC. So it's another 5 a.m. wonder, just basically talking about Australia and here's what it's really like to live. And here's not the postcard. Just concluded just beforehand. We did another Australian Virtual Astronaut Challenge program. We had Optus Space Satellite and Space Machines Company talking about what it's like to really control satellites. That was just on about whatever time it is, 20 minutes ago, which is cool. I've got to run off in 8 minutes to a call for Camp Quality. They're going to start doing virtual programs. So they've asked us to do some stuff on virtual, and like, cool, I'll go do a tech check, which is good because I'm on this room. And in terms of the other thing, I just found out, this is actually more of a hardware thing. We don't talk hardware as much, but I found out a problem, and it's good for us to know. The Logitech through 615. No, I'll show you. One of the Logitechs is not playing nice with, you know how you've got different USB ports? You know the one with the blue stripe, USB 3? It's breaking. I thought it was something else. It actually won't work. The drivers don't work. So I just changed my document camera over this morning. In fact, this is actually the very first time I'm going to turn it on. So I'm going to see if it actually even works. Sorry, while I just take over stuff. Yeah, it works, but I can already see I've got to change the hertz refresh. But the other one was being intermittent, and it was a problem. So you should keep an eye out. There's been an update, and it's wrecking things.
Is that just with the USB-C cable connection?
3. Apparently it says 2.0 is good, 3 is bad. I'll even go find the thingy. I sent that to my team yesterday, or whenever it was. So I had to go buy. Here it is, found it. Oh, no, that's the product I bought. It's the next one up. Here we go. This is the actual thing about it. So it's just more of a heads up that I would have thought that a major company would sort out this issue. So we're running some, this is like legacy cheap cams we bought during the COVID breakdown, but they'll work with USB 2, not 3. Like it's sort of working, then it freezes and freaks out. So I'm not on a proper camera right now, but the those little ones were not as good right now.
That is good to know because there's a lot of Logitech gear out there because it's reasonably priced and it used to be very stably working. So yeah, let's hope that it isn't an issue for other devices, other Logitechs as well.
Well, I'm about to find out because I just put one on. Because actually, there's a whole. I said it was okay, but so we went, but I haven't changed the. Like it looks like it's not doing the refresh for the hertz issue, so I'm going to go play with it now.
See, that is what we see. Yeah, keep us posted with what happens with Camp Quality as well. I think that's a really great initiative, and I'm sure there's. Yep, you're just zooming in and out. That's what you wanted.
I pressed a button. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I thought you were testing your Logitech, and it's like, did you want it to zoom out, or did it do it for you?
No, I hit the wrong app, and it went to the setting for that one.
Ben's probably got 38 things open on his computer at the moment.
I really do.
Awesome. Well, from a Australian environmental education perspective, I have not been doing very much online at the moment either. Mostly my stuff is just on demand at the moment. So, and I do all my on-demand stuff for free. So I've got plenty of by request programs up there, and I'm just not really seeing that we're getting a lot of those through at the moment. So it's, it can be really challenging with schools and their budgets about what they want to commit funds to. So last year, by this time I had done quite a few more direct by request sessions. But the other thing is there are so many more content providers on Dart than there ever used to be. So there's just a really bigger diversity of content available, which is really good. And they're certainly continuing to grow their sessions and programs in terms of the numbers of teachers registered and the number of schools taking things up. So they've got a steady increase, a bit of a blip during COVID, and it kind of dropped, but they're still, really seeing an increase over the years, which is still really, really positive. And I guess I'm sort of with the Virtual Excursions Australia hat on, just really been a bit focused on getting those events up and running. So at the moment, the ones that we seem to be doing regularly are Sea Week, Science Week, and Earth Science Week. So grant dependent, we will try to put on more events as well, but it just means that I haven't been doing too much on the other side of that. Lots of content creation though. So I've do a lot of nature videos as well, and capturing exciting things that I might have seen out and about. So my last one was a very, very happy group of soldier crabs in the low tide. They were just everywhere. So exciting. So I tend to use that and then make playlists and then share those out as well, and then have quite a few, as I said, of my on-demand things already. One of the other things that Ben and I did 2 weeks ago was on, we were guests on the, what is it called? Why Digital Learning?
Yes.
Yeah, Why Digital Learning podcast, which is actually part of, so Tammy from CILC is on that, and a couple of the other, what group are they in, Ben? I should be getting you.
That was so Banyan Global Learning. They do a lot of work into Taiwan. They're out of Seattle. Yeah, they're really cool. So Why Distance Learning podcast. They actually got about 30 odd episodes. There's a couple of good ones in there.
So once that is released, I will share it through the next meeting minutes, but we'll also be putting a link on our website as well. So we can have that there. So not only the session that we've done, but the previous one. So it is really quite useful, the discussions and the guests that they have. And on an exciting note, Ben was the first guest that they've ever had twice. So that is good news. And Ben's just put the link in there in the chat if anyone wants to have a look at that. Excellent. Does anyone have any questions about, yes, Mary?
Yeah, look, I was just, sitting while we're talking. Is there going to be a little bit of a push somehow to get this extra audience for the Science Week, the everybody, the Probus and retirements and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I'm going to be working with Meredith from Inspiring Australia on how we can market that a little bit more. Okay, thanks, Ben. Thanks for joining us. Good luck with your next meeting. So yeah, we will be chatting a little bit more with them in terms of marketing. So, and all of the SciFest content goes up on the Inspiring Australia website as well. We do tend to find, because it's in the questionnaire kind of thing through DART, that most of the people are hearing about it through DART, but there is a subset that are hearing about the programs through the Inspiring Australia website and through our newsletter as well. So I think we'll be trying to do some Facebook marketing with some different metrics on it. So at the moment, all the sort of targeted group that I have is Australia-wide homeschool science teachers, general education. So there's a few kind of, they're really that online learning sort of education push. So I think if we actually do a separate marketing campaign with probably a different picture and those kinds of things for a different audience, and then I can actually have a separate marketing campaign for that as well. So I'm hoping between sort of the network that Inspiring Australia has themselves and what we can then try to do, that we might get that change, and hopefully again doing it as Zoom registration will just make it a little bit easier for a different audience to be able to register.
Whether you put in that webinar name or something like that a bit too, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the fingers crossed part of it. But you know, Inspiring Australia, New South Wales markets to all of their science hubs as well, and their community hubs. So if we can then have a separate marketing that goes out to, hey, you know, share this with your community. This is, you know, not just for schools, and we'll hope that we'll increase those numbers, because the 4 o'clock sessions are definitely not as busy as the 2 o'clock, because it's outside school. So sometimes we're getting schools from Western Australia because it's the time works for them, and then other times we're getting homeschool people, but we really just want to increase that it is there for everyone and it is interesting and fun for everyone. So yeah, that's what our hope is. So, you know, fingers crossed we can cross that divide into a new audience as well.
Yeah, I'm also thinking maybe with the one I'm doing, like marketing to people, like, you know, I could really take in people that have, you know, sensory issues or, you know, neurodivergent stuff, or, you know, like just really quieten it down and be less sort of in your face and more of a calming thing, just as an idea. Yeah.
I think so. And that's the thing, if we have your session for National Science Week or Earth Science Week, we do plenty of marketing, but there's absolutely no reason that you can't send it out through all of your channels as well for your particular event or for the whole thing. So it is absolutely, you know, up to you when your session's listed, how much you want to send it out through your networks as well.
Cool. Thanks, Karen. Thank you.
Excellent. Any other questions? Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us this afternoon. We'll send a whole lot of stuff out in the minutes, and any ideas. It's a little bit first in, best dressed for SciFest. So even if you don't have a fully formed idea, but you've got a time, just let us know and we can lock that time away for you and have it as a placeholder. If you've any ideas, we're really happy to have a variety of content, because it really makes SciFest you know, more interesting when there's lots of different types of content. So we've got the trivias at 1, the 2 o'clock sort of mostly generally school sessions, and then everyone for the 4 o'clock. So yeah, let us know. Excited to see what we come up with this year, and hopefully I'll have everything up and running in the next couple of weeks, and that gives us a good 6 weeks marketing time. And it's always an exciting, busy August, but always an exciting time of year with lots going on. Excellent. Well, thank you very much, and I look forward to hearing and seeing you all again soon. Bye, everyone.
Thanks.